Hey guys, it's Maggie and I am back today, and today I have a bit of a negative update for you regarding my sinus surgery. So I am going to tell you all about that. I did film this already because I took you guys along to my recent ENT appointment. But between that appointment and today, I somehow deleted the footage and it's gone. So I don't know what I did with it. Completely gone. I have one little clip that I filmed on my phone while I was in the office, so I will include that here. But that clip kind of doesn't make sense without any context, so I'm going to tell you what happened in that appointment. If you're unfamiliar with what happened, I had maxillary and antrostomy surgery. Essentially, my maxillary sinuses in my cheeks were kind of closed off, so when I had a sinus infection, I couldn't clear it. And I've had a sinus infection since July, which is a very long time to be fighting an infection. So I went to an ENT. We decided to do this. During the surgery, they cleared out a lot of stuff, a lot of infection. The surgery actually went great, and I healed pretty quickly from it, felt pretty good, felt like the infection that I had, sinus pressure was gone. I wasn't draining this dark yellow infectious looking sputum. So I was like, this is fantastic, this is great, I am thrilled. I had a 2-week post-op appointment, I believe it was 2 weeks post-op, where the doctor checked out everything, suctioned my nose to try and get any extra blood that was in there out, just clean things out basically. And he got a lot of stuff. He got what looked like scabs, and I had noticed around that time that my nostrils were starting to swell again. So I let him know, and he said, try Flonase for that. I do see that it is swollen. And then I also mentioned that I noticed a little tiny bit of yellow mucus coming out sometimes, and he said that was normal. Well, fast forward another 2 weeks. I had another follow-up, so it would have been a 1-month post-op appointment, and that was just a couple days ago. And he came in the room, he said, "How are things going?" And I said, "Good, but I'm almost 100% certain that I have a sinus infection again." And I think that you can hear in my voice right now, I'm a little nasally and a little croaky. That indeed was the case. He looked at my right nostril. He said, "It looks beautiful, exactly how I want it to. It looks like it healed beautifully." And I was like, "Yeah, the stuff's not coming out of that nostril." He said, "Okay, let's look at the other side." And he said, oh yeah, you are extremely inflamed in there." And he essentially got the suction out. He wasn't even planning on suctioning me, but he had to get the equipment out, and he went up there with the scope and the suction and pulled out all of this gross yellow stuff. I saw it in the tubing for the suction, and I was like, oh my god. So he suctioned it all out, went over to get a culture of some of the stuff that he pulled out, and as he was putting the sample in the little tube to send off, I guess that my sinus continued to drain because he went back in and it was full of stuff again, so he sucked out more. And he said, "You're just producing a lot of mucus." I said, I don't know what the problem is, but he said that it looked well lubricated. And that might be because I'm using the baby soap. It kind of helps loosen everything from the inside. I told him that I do feel a lot better, and I'm much more easily able to get this mucus out of my nose, whereas before it was a struggle, but it's still an infection I shouldn't have. So then he said, "Are you against doing oral antibiotics?" And I said, "No, I'm not. It's just that in the past they have not worked." So it's like, I don't want to keep doing the same thing that didn't work in the past. He said, "I understand that." So I asked him about the nasal rinse antibiotics, and he said, "We can do that. We can definitely do that." And he said, I would definitely want to do the oral. And I said, that's fine, but could we do both? Could we do the two together to really tackle this? And he said yes. So I have been on Bactrim now for a couple days. See the name there, it's upside down, there you go. I've been on Bactrim for a couple days. It does actually already seem like it's improving, but I'm waiting for a call from a compounding pharmacy, because essentially what he told me they do is they put the powder into little capsules that I will empty into my neti pot and then mix it the same way I would with the regular salts. So I would do that. He said the nice thing is I can be on that much longer than I can be on oral antibiotics. I am really appreciative of this too, because I did talk about my issues with Humira and it potentially contributing to the problem I'm having where I can't get rid of this infection. And I did get questions about that. Humira lowers your immune system, so when stuff like this happens, it can take a lot more to get rid of the infection, or you have to stop your medication. So that's another thing. I don't necessarily want to stop Humira because I just stopped it for the surgery. I don't know. It's just this whole balancing act. It's difficult. And I'll be talking about that a little bit more in an upcoming video, but yeah, it's a pain in the butt. So anyways, what I really appreciate though is that every time that I've gotten antibiotics recently, I've been given a 10-day supply. He gave me a 14-day supply. So hopefully that helps in knocking it out. An extra 4 days, I'm hoping works. This just gets really old. I was really hoping that I could get rid of this infection once and for all. I'm looking forward to starting the nasal rinse version, and I'm hoping I can start that soon, because ideally I would like to do them both at the same time, really knock this thing out. I don't know why. It seems like too that it is the normal bacteria that's in my nose. At least he's cultured me a couple times, that's what it's been, and not like anything crazy and unexpected to be in there. It's like it's overgrowing. So that's the fun update. Not the update I was hoping to give. I was hoping we could move on. You know what, my sinuses are fixed, there's no issue, let's talk about something else. So I've been trying to deal with that. Thankfully I don't, I have a little bit of sinus pressure here, but it's not like before. And it's much easier to use the neti pot to really rinse everything out. So that's good. The surgery did help. The doctor genuinely seemed disappointed. He was like, dang it, look, the left side, it doesn't look good anymore. The right side looks great. And FYI, the right side is the side that I have the deviated septum to. But it's minor, so that's why they didn't fix it. It doesn't affect my ability to breathe. See? So there's no issue there. That one's kind of stuffed right now. This is so annoying. It just goes to show you that the Crohn's, even though it's an intestinal disease, it works its way elsewhere. It affects so many different things, and this time it's the medication I'm on that's probably causing some issues and getting rid of this infection. I don't know what to do. So yeah. But today is Mother's Day, which honestly I don't really keep track of. You probably understand why. But we're going over to my brother and sister-in-law's. I'm going to see my nephew and hang out with them, and it'll be a good day. I'm going to do my nasal rinse beforehand so I don't sound so bleh. This is what I sound like right now. And just enjoy the day. I made some homemade mac and cheese that I'm going to bring. We had it for dinner last night, and it was very rich, so I could only eat a small amount. But it was good. It was really good. Anyways, I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that you're enjoying May. This is probably one of my favorite months. That may or may not be because my birthday is towards the end of this month. But yeah, but I'll keep you updated with the sinuses. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we can clear this out and move on. Anyways, guys, I hope that you're feeling good. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.